I'm joined by UMass Boston Softball coach Natalia Ardagna. Coach, you're 6 games through the season, currently sitting at 2-4, but a lot of those games have been really close. What's your overall thoughts on your very young team through 6 games?
I'm extremely optimistic. I don't think our record speaks to how talented we are. Not having a fall, it really makes things difficult from an athletic standpoint, from a culture standpoint. Those disadvantages, kind of result in a 2-4 record. But I'm not really super concerned about it. Everyone's just kind of finding their place and really trying to understand mentally what it takes to be competitive at this level.
One of the big standouts this week was Game 2 against Western Connecticut State. Freshman Brianna Melchionda made her first collegiate start, struck out 10. That's something only 6 pitchers in program history have done, and added a couple RBI to help herself. How impressed were you with that performance, especially from what I've heard? There was some snow going on. It was cold. It's not really pitching weather for most players.
No, it was a wild weather day. But Bree didn't phase her at all. She was dominant, on the mound. She was doing, really well, moving the corners of the plate and making sure that she was changing up speed. So, I'm really proud of her. I'm proud of the way that she played. I mean, even against Plymouth State, it was difficult for her, but at the same time, I was still impressed with the way that, she kind of handled some things. So I think there was more positives than negatives out of that.
Offensively against Western, Kaylie Ruggiero, a player who didn't see a ton of time as a freshman, 5 hits. What has she brought to the table as a leadoff hitter for this team?
Definitely a ton of energy. I mean, her getting a hold of a ball and putting the ball in play is, if she's safe, she's a definite threat on the bases. She's extremely aggressive. She makes really smart decisions. So it's great having somebody like that sit in the leadoff spot. We have a ton of confidence in her, but playing consistently gives you the experience to have confidence in yourself. So, I'm really starting to see that kind of shine through.
Saturday against Plymouth, 2 games where the games just kind of got away from you a little bit. How happy were you with the fact that it didn't seem like your team gave up in either game, coming away with late runs in Game 1, tried to mount a rally in Game 2, and just the fact that some of the players who came off the bench were able to come up with some effective plays? Lauren Bethia coming away with that first collegiate RBI.
Yeah, I mean, there were some definite positives in both of those games. I think there was a couple of events that, obviously led to us losing the game, but at the same time, we did see some bright spots from some people that may have not gotten the opportunity. Anytime you don't generate more than 3 runs in a doubleheader, it's going to be really difficult, to win 1 game, let alone 2. So, we have to be much better at that. We're far more talented than putting up 3 runs on the day. Plymouth is, extremely competitive. They have some really good hitters. Their pitching staff is solid. So, but we are definitely better than 3 runs. So.
This week, you've got 4 games all coming at home, 2 against the team that's receiving votes in the national poll and 2 against the team that has struggled thus far in UMass Dartmouth. What's the mental focus going into this week? How important is it to try to come away with a couple wins just to keep yourself in a good spot in that LEC standings heading into the final week?
Oh, I mean, no doubt there's, a decent amount of pressure on us to come away with, at least a couple of wins. I mean, the whole season has been full of different pressure points, whether it's how many games we're going to play, when we're going to start, the list goes on. So I don't think that it's, uncommon for us to kind of face a pressure situation, but, how we respond will, hopefully be optimistic about it.
Finally, Saturday is senior day. It's weird that it's been 6 games and we're already talking about senior day, but can you talk about the impact? I know we've already done it a couple times, but the impact of these 3 seniors and just what they've meant specifically to this season when you guys do have just so many players who are new to their roles or even new to college softball.
I mean, the fact that they have, excelled as much as they have, I mean, Kelly just athletically performing the way that she has and combine that with Drew and Tori and their consistent play and, and leadership, it's really great that we get an opportunity to celebrate them on Saturday. I mean, it's something that we weren't able to give the seniors last year. And I know it's a really important part of their career. It's special to us. It's special to them. And, I just feel really lucky that we get to celebrate them on Saturday.
Coach, thanks so much for your time. Good luck this week as the Beacons host Southern Maine and UMass Dartmouth, and hopefully pick up wins number 3 and maybe even a couple more as they try to make the LEC tournament.
Thanks, Seth.